So in order to really see how it works in practice, a good way to do that is to just walk through the steps using the client interface that Git has. So why does Git have a client interface? Like these drawers, if you would look into the drawers, they would be super messy. Like the drawers are messy, you look into them, and as a human being, you cannot really make sense of what's in the drawer. But because they have been optimized for like storage, for getting things in and out in some fashion that's easy for the computer, but not for us. That's why, just like a SQL database has a SQL client, Git has a CLI where you can just use Git commands that follow the entire process in the language of a 4-year-old maybe. That's why it's really a good and easy way to understand the single steps of the Git workflow. So if we follow the process alongside the CLI commands of this client interface, a basic editing would look like this. So first, we just by initiating the repository, we got our checkout, like the front-facing versions, the one that's like topmost in the drawer that you can see through. Remember the glass ceiling, and then once you got that, let's say we start editing a couple of files. We're working on the Blinky feature, and then once the Blinky feature is implemented, we see, okay, there's 2 files, file A and file B, that's affected by the change. So we are changing those files, we are saving those files. And then the next thing is there's a so-called staging area, because Git doesn't know which files do we actually want to make part of the next snapshot, the next version. That's something we are telling Git actively, because we could also have edited 5 files, but the feature that we want to ship as a feature, this is what's going into the next commit, into the next version. So what we do is we say git add, and then the names of the files that we want to add. So that goes into like the outbox, so to say, in the staging area. And when we start a commit, these are the files that are going to be part of that snapshot, part of that commit. And then once we got that, we have to have a good commit message, like some semantic message that's saying, okay, what did we do in those edits, like a summary of our edits. So commit message, we say git commit, and then we say -m, and then we put it in single quotes saying, all right, we implemented the Blinky feature, and then we commit that. At this point, we are creating a new version, a new drawer, by pressing enter after commit. Nothing is shipped to any remote repository, nothing remote happens. That's just another drawer being created in our cupboard. Hi, in this video, we are explaining the big picture. We're trying to encourage you to really practice Git. If you need more details, the details and also the code, so you can copy and paste it, you'll find in the book. And there's also exercises you'll find in the description where you can really practice this stuff, because listening to this video and understanding what we're saying here is one thing, but doing it alone on your own, getting it to work on your own local computer is a different thing. So you definitely need to practice. That's really important. I encourage you to really put the work in and practice.